Good morning. We are once again in Erie, Pennsylvania, and at 2 o'clock this afternoon, the X-Plane team's going to have a thing on their Discord, like a question and answer thing. So I thought I'd see if I can get a stream off, and before that happened. So we're going to be flying from Erie to Lost Nation, KLNN, back to Ashtabula County, KHZY, and then back to Erie. So if I looked on SkyVector, it said the course is going to be about, the time was going to be a little over an hour. So we'll see how close I can come to that. So I wanted to make sure I was done before that happened. So alrighty, so let's kind of get everything on the road here. So I'm flying. I'm using a Bigscreen Beyond. This is the second one that I've had. I had one, the IPD was too big, and they adjusted. They gave me a different one, and my original one was 66, and this one's 64, and it works way better. So if you don't have your IPD set right, like if I pull that text in that close to me, people, it'll get blurry for people. So I can read everything here. I can get in right to the point where, right there, it's so close that there evidently is like an area around my head, that basically says we're not going to render anything. So I can read it. I can read it that close. In the same way, I can move my head over to the left, and as I move it back, that's all clear. What was going on before is in the center of my view, there would be there'd be a blurry spot, like right in the middle of my frame. So if I move my head kind of like this on my previous headset, the text would get blurry, kind of following where the middle. So wherever the middle of my vision was, that blurry spot would move. So it's kind of weird, but all better now. And it sounds like they're going to make me. I kind of when I reported that this was fixed, reported that the gasket looked a little funky. This facial interface looked a little funky, and so they sent me a new scan email, and so I scanned it. Funny part is that my on the new scan, my IPD, they said it was 67, and this headset's a 64. So, but we'll see what they come up with. They're gonna make me a new facial interface, so for free, and so it's kind of cool. So it appears like they want to have people happy, and I didn't complain at all. I just kind of mentioned it, and the dev I was working with, Salty, he says we'll send you a scan, and within, I don't know, half an hour, less than half an hour, I had in my email, and shortly thereafter I went ahead and did the scan, and this is I think this is a new improved software too on the scan. So we did that, and now we'll wait for them to get one manufactured. So, alrighty. So I've been talking enough here. And it looks like my mic's working, so that's cool.
Check. OBS sim sound.
Erie International Tom Rich Field.
Oops.
Information. Romeo. 15. 30.
So that's working?
Check. OBS streaming.
I absolutely am.
Check. OBS webcam.
Let me look. Yeah, I got a webcam. Okay.
Check.
I did stream
OVR toolkit Windows.
2 days ago, 3 days ago maybe, and I didn't have my webcam, wasn't working, so that one didn't make it to YouTube. So yeah, we got that. Oh yeah, we're good.
Check. Fly with Lewis sound script.
Yep, that's good.
Check. Avitab plugin.
And then we got that.
Check. Rep weight and balance.
Oh, let's go check. Put some fuel in this thing. Show weight and balance. 1717. Fly. That's good.
Check. Rep maintenance log.
Show maintenance report. Looks good. Looks good. Good to go. Good. Yeah, I thought I had turned this on and not didn't have the engine running, so I expected that. Okay. Okay, that's good. So
Check. Cold engine start checklist. Brakes. Test and set. Fuel selector. Both. Fuel shutoff valve. On, in. Beacon. On. Avionics switch. Off. Master battery. On.
Zulu. Wind.
Throttle.
Right at variable. Visibility. More at.
Open 1/4 inch. Mixture. Idle cutoff. Auxiliary pump. On. Increase mixture till fuel flow reached, then cut off. Fuel flow. Reached. Mixture. Cut off. Auxiliary pump. Off. Starter. Engage. Mixture, at engine start. Rich. Master alternator. On. After engine start checklist. Engine. RPM 1000 RPM. Oil pressure. Check. Mixture. Leaned max. Flaps. Retract. Generator amps. On. Avionics. On. Instruments.
Looks like we're south. That looks right. What's elevation? 730. A little bit. Ooh, that's way off. So, better outside. Yeah, it's like way off.
Dew point -1. Altimeter 3042. Arriving runway 06. Departing run.
Okay. So previously, because my headsets have not had enough resolution for me to be comfortable flying glass cockpits, I've been running stream gauges, and the one thing is, like over on this one, this little Coulson box over here, man, them numbers are really, really, really small. So a lot of times you would like adjust it, or I would use my voice command, plane command, to set the barometer, the altimeter. And what I find in the on the G1000, I mean, this is like really readable. I mean, so it makes it a lot easier in that respect. So quite a bit of the G1000 stuff is a lot easier to. It's actually a lot easier to read. So.
Set. Taxi checklist. Brakes.
Okay, we're gonna hang for just a little bit here. We're kind of waiting for the oil temperature. Right now it's 74. It's below the green. So what I will do is I'll get my flight plan. So I click on flight plan, take the outside knob and spin it. And the inside of this, I highlight. And we're looking for Lost Nation. Whoops. Okay. KERI-KLNN-KHZY-KERI. So if I hit enter, that puts it in. I go back to flight plan and put the cursor on. Go down to there, click on menu, and hit enter. So that activates the leg. So click on flight plan again. So now you can see that magenta line is there, and it's here, and it's there. So when we when we take off, we'll be able to follow the flight plan. Alrighty, I'm kind of like looking, seeing where we're at. We're just barely getting into the green here, so. Okay. So, a couple of days ago when I went to fly this plane, this HSI here, it didn't move. So the very first thing I'm going to do is when we start moving here is take a look at the, make sure it is moving. So I got in contact with the developer, with Claudio, and let him know that that's what I experienced. So we'll hopefully it won't come back and it was just a fluke. So I ended up going to the default 172 with the G1000 on it. So let's see if this works. Stay active runway.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 06.
Okay, well, at least you guys are in agreement. What's ground? Setcom 1 standby 121.90.
Com 1 standby set to 121.9er.
Setcom 1 standby 118.10.
Com 1 standby set to 118.1.
The mic I'm using both for my voice commands and for the stream is the Bigscreen Beyond mic, and that's working pretty good because sometimes, like with plane command, it doesn't understand me in the same way. So I'm using voice commands for plane command and also for pilot to ATC. So all right, we're in the green, 115. Yeah. Oh, I guess it is. Huh? I didn't know that. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf ready to taxi.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf taxi to runway 06 via taxiways Delta, Foxtrot, Golf, hold short runway 06.
Okay.
Taxi to runway 06 via taxiways Delta, Foxtrot, Golf, hold short
Check.
runway 06 Cessna
Magnetic
6 Bravo
compass.
Golf.
Oh. Let's see. I don't think I need any more. I was like, what was that? Who was that? that was my checklist. Alrighty. Now that's moving, so that's working today, so cool. Let me stop a minute. Let me turn the heading indicator. I want that to be on 6. I'm not going to use it, but it's a reference to when you're taking off to make sure you're maintaining alignment with the runway. Okay. Yeah, and like these numbers here, I mean, they're like completely readable. Basically, everything in the main part of this is readable. Down at the bottom, it's a little bit, it's kind of in the lower part of the lens. So if I'm looking at it kind of this way, just kind of glancing down at it, that's in the low part of the lens. So when you are too far to the outside edges of the lenses, then it will tend to be a little bit blurry. But part of that reason is these lenses are small. I mean, like really small. The displays themselves, these are micro OLED displays. So diagonally, it is a little bit over an inch diagonally. So these are really small. And so yeah, and they have lenses that have to get the to get it big enough so that you can actually see it, you have to magnify it quite a bit. So.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf contact tower on 118.1. Have a good morning.
So
tower on 118.1 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
So they're using a 3-element pancake lens assembly to basically pull all this goodness on. Okay, put parking brake on. Turn my taxi light off. Lands on. Lands on. Strobes on. Am I on tower? Yes, I'm on tower. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf ready for departure.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf winds are 150 at 8 knots. Altimeter is 3041. Cleared for takeoff. Runway 06.
Cleared for takeoff. Runway 06 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
So my parking brake is on right now. If I rotate my pedals, it basically releases the parking brake. So I don't even have to do that. So all I did is just put the brakes on, and that automatically released the parking brake. Okay. So Lost Nation is to the west of us. It's pretty close to Cleveland. So that's where we're going. So we got cleared to take off. And we'll get lined up here. Say wind.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf Erie International Ridge winds are 150 at 8 knots.
That was a little weird. Lights were like flickering. Not sure why. Sure if it's a headset, the sim, not sure which. Oh, we're way fast enough. That was way too fast to take off. I looked down, I was like 70 knots. I was like, oh, supposed to be off the ground by now, Bill. Okay. So I can tell I'm a little bit not quite going down the runway here. Alrighty. Up we go. So we're gonna kind of continue out this way for a little bit, and until we get to at least pattern altitude, and then I'll make a left hand and I'll follow the coastline, and then we'll get on course once we're out past the airport. Okay, everything's looking pretty good. Let me look. Everything's in the green. Yeah, everything's pretty good. No problem. Using a lot of fuel up. All right, we're gonna pull back. Make a turn here. We'll go to a heading of 330 and head north till we hit the coast. And when we hit the coast, we'll start heading west to go to Lost Nation. Still learning this turn indicator guy here. So that there should be a standard brake turn. coming up on that. Straighten it up. Still sounds a little bit fast. There we go. So I turned down the volume in the
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, enjoy your morning. Frequency change approved.
If I have the engine sounds too loud, then I tend to talk too loud. And although it doesn't come over on the stream that way, it does in the house. so my girlfriend will tap me on the shoulder and go, "Well, you're talking too loud." So I try to keep everything kind of balanced so I don't do that. So, alrighty. So just gonna go parallel the airport for a little bit here. I'm not on course yet, but we'll just get past the airport and then I can put the I can get to the get on course. Yeah, a little bit more power here. Want to get up to about 3,000 on the way over. So I'm gonna dial in 3,000. Making sure I'm staying pretty much along the coastline right now. So we got 58 miles to go to get to our first destination, to Lost Nation. Okay, I'm out past the airport, so I'm going to turn it a little bit this way, trying to get the plane to line up. And so I'm going to click on autopilot. And nav. And altitude. And then I'm going to click on vertical speed. And nose up. Maybe one more. So that should take me... yeah, just looking at everything, seeing how it's going. They're okay. So I'm climbing at like 200 feet per minute. So I'm not climbing real quick to get up to 3,000. And that's fine. If you climb quicker, you know, like go up to 500 or whatever, then you have to play with the power. So I chose to just do it a little bit. And because we're not that far away. So once I have 3,000. Now now the autopilot's turning to get on course. And now it captured the altitude. So it basically brought it up there, and now because the plane isn't pitching up, it's going to be more level, then the airspeed should come up a little bit. Not a lot, because I wasn't climbing that fast, so it wasn't pitched up that much. So as it comes on, and you can see it coming down towards the course. You can see it here and here. So as it's coming closer to the course, then this magenta line in the middle is moving, and then also it's changing the course, so it's turning to get lined up. Once it's completely on course, this will be a solid line in the direction of the course. So cool. All seems to be working. Yeah, about 100 knots. That's pretty cool. What are we doing for fuel flow? Yeah, we're burning through some fuel. Got enough I'm not that concerned about. Yeah, so previously with my previous headsets, like I said, I was running, I'd always use the steam gauges because that just was not clear enough for me. So once I got to Beyond, even with the wrong IPD, I could tell, you know, that, yeah, that when I was in the sweet spot, man, everything was readable. So it's on these 1000s. So, so that's what I've started to fly now. So I'm going to fly the Cessna 172 with the G1000s for a bit now, just to make sure that I'm comfortable in all aspects of the flight with the G1000. Because there's a lot of things that are different, and especially like when you're setting up for an approach and lining up on the downwind and all that stuff, and where, you know, when you're turning, like, so you're going down the downwind and then you're going to turn to base. What does the indicator that was the slip turn indicator, and that's this thing here up at the top, you know, and I'm just learning how it correlates, and getting better at it. Doesn't take me too long. So so a lot of that stuff is, you know, you're just looking in different places for the same information. You're looking for the same information, it's just displayed differently. So, but there is no doubt more information in this configuration, you know. So we'll be on this one for I'm thinking a few weeks, and then my next challenge is going more complex, and so I'm going to fly the Thuranda Cessna 208, and also with the G1000 in it, and I've been kind of playing with that one offline just to get any of the bugs out. So I started out with the checklist, and but the checklist was designed for the analog version, and so I stumbled into a couple places where the checklist failed, and it didn't complete in Copilot mode, and I had to look at it and figure out what was wrong and remove things that weren't on the G1000 one, and I think I got it pretty good. I can actually so what I'm doing is just playing with it in 2D. Just, can I get the engine started, you know, and get everything all started up, ready to fly? And I've done that a few times now, and so that's kind of cool, you know. So that's where I'm going to be going. The one weird thing is because I stream in VR, like, sounds are so important to me. Like I said, if the sound in the engine is too loud, then I'll talk too loud. And so the Thuranda plane, there's a bug in there. I've reported it. Haven't heard back yet. But when you start up a Thuranda plane, whatever this aircraft exterior volume is, it'll make the master volume the same volume. So it took me a while to kind of catch what was going on. I thought I was setting it at a specific number, but it's not. It's actually matching this number, so it'll be over here. So whenever I would be playing with it, then I go back to this one, I'm like, what the heck happened to the master volume? Because I always run mine at 100% and then adjust other ones lower. I'm like, what's going on with that? Took me a while to figure that out. That's what's going on. So, but I've reported it. We'll hopefully on a future update that will be resolved. So the other really bad thing on VR is if you use the pop-out menu in VR, man, it'll tank your frames. It'll take about 5 minutes, maybe less. By the time you're done, you'll be at 4 or 5 frames per second. It'll just eat it. And when you look, so what starts happening is it starts eating the VRAM first until about 22. So it'll eat on my 4090, it'll eat up to 22 gigs of VRAM. And then it's not done yet. Then it goes over to the RAM and says, I want some of you. So And after it takes like so much of that, then you can actually watch the frames just tank. And, you know, because it's basically running out of RAM, VRAM and RAM. So it's kind of crazy. It took me a little while to kind of figure that one out, you know. So same thing, reported, and just waiting for a fix. So what I ended up doing is I created a plywood Lewis script that kind of emulates the functionality of that pop-up menu system with a plywood Lewis script. So I can basically do whatever I need to do in VR. I can do that with the script I wrote, and so that's all resolved for the time being, anyhow. So. Yeah, so everything here is like really readable. So I can like look over here and I can see that's 22.32 minutes to Lost Nation. So everything is like I'm really happy. Some of the stuff like over in here, and this made it the aliasing. It's not like it's unreadable. That's not the right term. Just not what I would call crystal clear. And you can almost see there's like a red, almost like a red line on top of it, you know? So, and if I go in that far, that's gone. That's crystal clear there. But if I'm this far away, you know, then it's not as clear. But I go in like that far, that's crystal clear. So that's all doable, you know, and I have, in real life, never flown one of these. So I wouldn't know with my eyesight how good would it really look in a real one. So if you don't know that, then it's kind of hard to make that determination. I need to go out to the airport sometime and at one of the flight schools and see if I can see if they got like a G1000 and just kind of just be able to sit in the cockpit and have it to a point where you can actually see the G1000 and what they look like. I mean, that would be good to do to get a reference point. So after the 208, then the next thing is, and I want this to be done. I want to be done with be able to fly the Epic. The Epic E1000. I want to be able to fly that basically before the beginning of February. So that's kind of my goals for the coming months. Is I want to be able to fly to Montreal in that E1000 before I actually fly there in real life on commercial flights. I want to be able to fly there myself in an Epic E1000. So. Because I will be going there in real life. So I'm very happy with this headset. This is pretty slick. So I ordered my Bigscreen Beyond on 13th of February. And I thought I would receive it in September. Nope. That was day one. I was one of those. That was 12:40. So just the early afternoon of day one is when I ordered it. Pre-ordered it. And there was evidently a quality assurance issue with both my my lens inserts and my facial interface. So needless to say, I was weeks behind what other people in that same time frame got there. But I think I got mine in November. Trying to remember when. Towards, where are we at? We're in the middle of December. Probably towards the end of November I got mine. And I used it a little bit and kind of looked at it and went, there's something not quite right with it. So asked some questions, and turns out my the IPD was off, so I submitted a ticket. I think it took 9 days for the ticket to be for me to find my my place in the queue, and so Salty got in contact with me, and we got he sent me PDF to print out a shipping notice. So I shipped the old one back, and they turned it around pretty good. I think it was gone 7, 8, 9 days. It was gone 9 days, and but the only downside is that all the information kind of said you should send it back in the same shipping box. So so the Bigscreen Beyond comes in a really fancy shipping box. It really looks pretty nice. There's an outside cardboard box outside it, but the one that's that the Bigscreen's in, it's really nicely done. And also inside, there's a signed insert of all the people that helped make the Bigscreen Beyond. Just really a really cool thing. So I shipped that box back. So the box I got back, and all I sent back was just the headset, just this front part, not the facial interface, just the headset. So I sent that back. So I get back this very, 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 very small box. It's just a headset. So my fancy box did not come back, and I'm like, well, that's sad. So hopefully when they kind of get calmed down there, and you know, the dust settles a bit, hopefully I can find a way to have at least have another box. And it won't be my box, that's fine, but at least have a box, you know, that I actually received to begin with. And if I have to send anything back, that box will never leave my house ever. So alrighty, 16 minutes, 30 miles. So that looks a little ways yet. So let's look. So we got two runways here. We got one at 4,500 and one at 3,100. So we'll probably pick the longest one, but we'll see what pilot to ATC has in mind for what runway I should be on. So. That turned out to be a pretty good day today. A little bit of haze, not too bad though. Kind of what I'm seeing here in the sim is about what I'm seeing in outside. So. Set COM 1 standby 122.725.
COM 1 standby set to 122.725.
Yeah, that plane command's been like spot on. Previously, I was using a Vive Pro 2. It's what I was using before, and because the microphone on that is just garbage, I was using a mod mic, a wireless mod mic. And so the way all this is set up, other than the audio solution, it's all like so much easier. So, and right now I'm using a Cosporta Pro headset, and then I have an Apple DAC. So it's USB-C to 3.5, female 3.5. and then I have my Porta Pro plugged into that. They will have an audio strap. It sounds like there's some of them going out to some of the early people that got their headsets, and but they're under an NDA. So there's actually been very little public information on it. There's been some rendered pictures, but that's about it. Nothing about like who makes the drivers, the audio drivers for it, or any of that stuff. So, but it sounds like the same company that helped them with the microphone is doing the audio strap, and the microphone is really, really, really good. I mean, it's really good, and so that's kind of cool, you know. That so it's and they said that when they do announce who they were working with, you'll know the name. So the rendered pictures look like a cost, but in no places they ever said that word. So it's just what I've seen and what it looked like. So. Okay, so over here on the right, those two cooling towers, that's Perry Nuclear Plant. So. So we started off this morning. Before I started playing, my frame times were around 12 and a half, and it was pretty much all green. So now there's green in there, but there's some yellows in there too. So the frame times went up by me starting the plane, firing everything up, rendering all of that. So we lost about 2 milliseconds in frame time. So, but everything, we're all good. You know, so I'm running the headset at 75 hertz, and half of that is 37, 38. And on my Vive Pro 2, I run that at 90 hertz, and that gave me around 45. So all of this is pretty expected. I'm also rendering this higher than I did my Vive Pro 2. My Vive Pro 2, I rendered it right around native. So both these headsets are about the same native resolution, about 2500 per side per eye. And I'm rendering, and so native on this headset's about the same, but I'm rendering it about a little over 3,000. So basically, the way this works is if you, all VR headsets have distortion. So they have distortion, the lenses give it distortion. And so then you have to run software to undistort it. Basically do the opposite of what the lens does. So the deal is that we'll say this is the lens size. So what you do is, because the distortion is on the is basically around the outside. So basically make the image bigger. So you render it bigger than the image is, so that the distorted part is not visible. It's basically outside of what can be displayed natively by the display. So it's kind of a form of anti-aliasing, kind of. You know, not exactly the same, but it's kind of. And but that's basically what super sampling is. So I'm running mine. I don't know what the percentage is, but you know, but that's basically it. So the image that I'm seeing, part of it I'm not seeing it. It's actually outside of the display, because the display is only gonna only so many pixels by so many pixels. So if you say I want it bigger, then part of what the GPU is sending to the it is outside of it. So that's basically a quick explanation of how super sampling works. And that's why it's clear. It's clear when you do that, is you don't have the distortion in the image. It's basically outside of the image. And some people like it depends. I mean, you can only go so far with that depending on how much horsepower you got. I mean, I'm running an i9 13900K with a 4090. So if you're running like a 2080 Ti, you're gonna run out of horsepower pretty quick. So like running this headset with that, you'd have a hard time. So you probably couldn't do that. You would, the frames would just tank. They'd just go down to under 20. So, but if you have enough extra frames, then you can easily do this. So. Yeah, so there they are. Whoop. Looking to rain. What's temperature? 6. Okay, we're good. Yep, Perry Nuclear Plant. When I retired from Welch's, I was plant electrician there for, I was at Welch's for 49 years. I was an electrician for about 45. And when I first started there, some of the electricians that come and some of the contract electricians that came actually helped build, wired that plant there. So, be many years ago. It would have been in, let me think, very late 70s, early 80s. Yeah, 75 to 80, somewhere in that range. So I was in the service from 70 to 73. So, and then was at Welch's 2 years, went into service for 3, come back to Welch's after that. Spent the rest of my working career there. Okay. So we'll wait till we get a little bit closer, and I'll flip the frequency over so that I'll look at be looking at the CTAP for Lost Nation, and see if they'll tell me what runway we're using. Do I have weather? No weather information for this. No. We'll see in the look on the map. Nah, I won't do it yet. If I do it now, more than likely it'll give me the weather for there. We'll see. Say weather.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf weather at Kilo Lima November is clear. Visibility is 10 miles, winds are 138 at 8 knots, gusts to 14 knots, cloud coverage is clear. Current altimeter is 3035. Temperature 10 dew point -3.
138. Crosswind. Say active runway.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 10.
I don't think I want that one. What's the difference? Yeah, it's 1,500 feet. Yeah, I'm up for a challenge. We'll take that one. 1-0. So we'll take the hunting bug. We'll put it on 10. Where is it? There's 90, there's 10. Okay. So I'm actually kind of lined up for a downwind already, so. There's two runways, one's 10, one's 5, so they're not that far apart. So it's kind of easy to get a little bit confused. Okay, so I'm about close enough that I probably need to, I'm gonna take the autopilot off. Back on the power a little bit. So altitude here is about the same as Erie, about 600 feet. So I'll be about 1,700 feet or so. So we're 2 minutes out. I can't say it's obvious. Maybe it is. There we go. Yep. So the runway is there and there. I gotta get rid of some power here. Trying to get the airspeed down a little bit. So that looks parallel. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf downwind runway 10.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Lake County Executive Unicom on 122.72. Please repeat your request.
Yeah, that's 2-3. That's the other one. That's a longer one. I'm going to be on the shorter one. It's not a lot shorter, it's just a little bit shorter. Struts in the middle. That's good. Trying to find the end of the runway. That's got a display threshold too, by quite a bit actually. All right. First notch. Flaps. Alrighty. Looked down on my airspeed and went, whoa, Bill, what are you doing? Okay. So it's a displaced threshold by quite a bit here, so we'll Cessna 6 Bravo Golf turning final.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Lake County Executive Unicom on 122.72. Please repeat your request.
Way too much altitude here. What we can do about that? Okay, we got 2 notches of flat fin. Okay, not too bad. Plenty of room. It's like there's a tower right in front of me. Okay, gotta be in a heading of 88. Yeah, that turned out okay. I put on vertical speed and knocked it down. It was on pitch hold doing about 700. so I'm like, let's not do that. So now I can pull back power. Yeah, we'll go back to, we'll say 2200. There we go. That'd be good. That keep me around probably 85, 95 knots and climbing up here. So this one here is a little bit higher, only by a little bit though, about 300 feet, so 200 feet actually. So, and 27 miles away, about 19 minutes. So. You can see the cooling tower is off on the left there again. So we're basically flying along the shores of Lake Erie today. And this one here is a little bit further in, probably no more than 10 miles from the shore of Lake Erie. So nice reference point. When I was doing flight training out of Erie, we would fly south to Edinburgh Edinburgh's about 20 miles away, so it's far enough that maybe probably 4,000 feet you could probably see the lake, but at 3,000 feet or so you couldn't, and so we'd be flying back, you know, around 3,000 or so, maybe higher, a little bit higher, and then you would, so when we would fly, wouldn't take too long, and then you could see the lake shores. You kind of knew you were going, you know, at least in the right direction, you know. So you may miss Erie, you know, but at least you know what the lakeshore was, and depending on what which way you were, left or right of the of Erie, then you could figure that out. Okay, so we come up at about 300 feet per minute on a climb, and once it, since 3,000 was still dialed in, once it come up to there, then it did an altitude. Now it's on altitude hold, so. Okay. So I see it's like a two-step process to get the autopilot off. So basically you click, hit the autopilot button, and then actually the flight director comes on. So if you hit the flight director button, then all of this, this magenta or this green teal, this all goes blank. So. So, I'm gonna set COM 1 standby 122.80.
COM 1 standby set to 122.08.
No. Set COM 1 standby 122.80.
122.82 is not a valid frequency for COM 1.
Well, I was doing pretty good. Set COM 1 standby 122.800.
COM 1 standby set to 122.8.
So I've been working on trying to get the relieve as much pressure as I can on this headset. So the last time I used it, it was when I got done, I went in the mirror in the bathroom and looked, and I could see where the imprint was of the headset on my face. So and I think that's probably too tight. So I've been trying to loosen it up, and we'll see how it goes today. Doesn't feel too bad. It feels good, really. So I have a plastic thing in the back here that kind of cups my head. So it connects right on the soft strap, and that seems to help quite a bit because I've got, you know, fairly long hair in the back, and the regular soft strap felt like it would like slide up my head, and so once I put this one on, that doesn't happen at all. So. So it certainly looks like the cooling in my system is working. And GPU and CPU are almost the same temperature. That's kind of entertaining. And I wouldn't say either one are working. That's nice to know too. That means I have some room. Better than other people, I mean, that just struggle to try to use VR. Nothing to say about like streaming VR. So that's like another load. I mean, another load on your system. So. Okay. So we got one runway here. It's 9 and 27. So it's basically east and west. So depending on what the winds are, kind of determine how I approach it. I would assume it would be 9. If I was 10 over there, I'd probably be 9 here. Yeah, so far, fairly uneventful flight. That's kind of cool. Kind of enjoying the scenery. COM 1 standby 118.325.
COM 1 standby set to 118.325.
20,000. Broken at 25,000. Temperature 7. Dew point -1. Altimeter 3038. Automated weather observation. Ashtabula County. Wind 13.
Oops.
1,000. Scattered at 20,000. Broken at 25,000. Temperature 7. Dew point -1. Altimeter 3038. Automated weather observation. Ashtabula County.
So Lost Nation didn't have any weather, but Ashtabula County has an automated one, so I dialed that into my COM1 standby and then flipped it. And I just wanted to get a new altimeter, so basically I adjusted it so that was around 2,900, and the plane, since it knows I wanted 3,000, it basically recorrected and put it back at 3,000. So. Say active runway.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 09er.
Okay. Well, just noticed something. So on my Vipro 2, like off in the distance, I would see shimmering. Especially like the roads in the distance. So if they were closer, I wouldn't see it, but if they were further out, I would. And as far as I can see, that's gone. That's incredible. Yeah, it's gone. That's amazing. I hadn't noticed that until just now. I was just kind of just looking at the scenery, just in general, just scanning the whole scenery, and I'm like, wow, that's amazing. So no, the Beyond is not the highest resolution headset you can buy. But for $1,000, this looks pretty spectacular. This really does. Yeah. The more hours I put in this headset, oh yeah. Yeah. Canceling the crystal was a very, very good decision. Because I had the crystal and I had the Beyond both on pre-order at the same time. I canceled the crystal because I just didn't like what I was hearing, but I was liking. So there's just a little bit of that aliasing right now on that road. You see, just a little bit of it. Yeah, just a little bit of it, not much. Interesting how that works. Okay, with 5 miles out, I guess I better quit yapping and get down. Guess I got that figured out. And there's the airport. Okay. So I'm going to land going this way. So I got to get out away from here a little bit and basically I'm going to do a 45 into the downwind for 09. So I just got to go a little bit out this way. Pull back the car a bit more. Let the plane descend here. So that was basically 5 miles out, and that airport was like obvious. That's pretty slick. some giving some nose up trim. Basically, that will slow the plane down. So I basically held the yoke and then, you know, or pulled up just a little bit, and then give it some nose down trim. So at the RPM I'm at right now, that made the plane. That's what I was shooting for, about 85 knots or so. So don't want to get too far away from the airport. If you get too low, then they become harder to see. When you're up around 3,000, you can see them quite a ways away. So, and it seems like further away with this headset. Okay. So I'm doing like just a really, really, really gradual descent here. It's almost level, but not quite. That's fine. I'm at 2,300 feet. And so I probably want to be level right here. I want to be a pattern of 29. Yeah, 2,900. 1,900. It's like, you're way too low. Way too low, though. Okay. So let's work our way back to the airport here. So I'm gonna try to make a 45-degree entry to the downwind. That's the plan. I think I'm far enough away that when we get turned here, we'll be okay. Yeah, a little hazy. So, go over here. Okay. So, about a 45-degree here. A little bit closer. Okay. That should be good. That's a little bit low. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, downwind, runway 09.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Northeast Ohio Regional Unicom on 122.8. Please repeat your request.
Okay. So, that looks good. First notch of flaps. Second notch of flaps. Plane descend though. I have this habit when I turn that I tend to pull up on a yoke. I don't let the plane descend like it should. And then the airspeed goes away. Let's give it just a little bit more power. We probably don't need it. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf turning final, runway 9.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, this is Northeast Ohio Regional Unicom on 122.8. Please repeat your request.
Okay, so it's 900 feet, I'm 1400 feet, so I'm a little bit high. I thought I was lower than I actually was, so we'll, I pulled back the car a little bit, let her descend a little bit. Not too much. What are we trimmed at? We're trimmed at about 76. Maybe, got a stutter right there. I think I was too fast. Okay, back to Erie. Just trying to use all the things that G1000 provides. So a lot of times I would hand fly, like from here to Erie. I normally would hand fly, but I'm trying to learn G1000 and how you would approach this. So I'll pull this back. I'm at 25. Should be about 22, I think. Yeah, there we go. That'll be okay. So we're in about a 300 feet per minute climb, and we're climbing from basically 2100. We're gonna climb up to 3000, but we're gonna take our time doing that. So. Setcom 1 standby 118.10.
Com 1 standby set to 118.1.
Setcom 1 standby 121.90.
Com 1 standby set to 121.9.
So I have the I have tower in the active, and I have ground in the standby. So. Say active runway.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf arriving and departing runway 06.
Okay. So we're kind of land the same way, but I'm gonna do the approach a little differently. Aries runway. If I kind of did the same thing, where I kind of went off to the left and turned around, and I'd be out over the lake, probably further than I'd want. so, especially if you're around 3,000 feet, you're out over the lake. You lose an engine, you may not make it back. So instead, I'll go to the right of the airport and go around the end of the runway, and then do a straight in on the downwind for 6. So I'll just do it a little bit differently, but a little bit safer in all respects. When it was really cloudy south of us, we did do some maneuvers over the lake. So that was with my instructor. So he was the one running the show. So 'cause we were like out over the peninsula. At the time, I was a pretty young student pilot, so I didn't understand ramifications of a lot of what was going on. So. So about 12 minutes to get to Erie. Yeah, kind of glad I decided to do this stream. And I'm doing my best trying to show it off, and because I think currently I think I'm the only X-Plane person that's streaming the Beyond. Pretty sure that's true. So that's kind of neat. And so all of these impressions are through my eyes. So a different person with the same headset, same sim, might have a different impression. But my impressions have been extremely positive. The support, the people on the Discord, so I've been really good. So you have like two Discords. You have one that is just a general Discord, and that's for big screen for big screen, you know, which is a software app, and then you have a private Discord that's for owners. So if you pre-ordered a headset, then when you pre-order, you get a link to a private Discord, and so that's where you get to interact with developers and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of cool, you know. I've not seen that done before, so that was kind of neat. And basically, you can, depending on the day and depending on how busy he is, I mean, you can legitimately be interacting with the CEO of a He's the CEO of Bigscreen, which is pretty cool. And so I've gotten direct messages from him from comments that I made on Discord, and he basically was asking me, a couple of questions and reassuring me, of my impressions and that kind of stuff. So that was kind of neat. But so that part of that's been quite refreshing. I've been on other headset Discords that are nothing like that. Not at all. We're trying to get support questions answered. It's just they just go unanswered. I mean, quite frankly. Okay, so right down here, that's 4-lane here. That's Route 90. So. And I can see it off in the distance. There's the peninsula. That's pretty cool. I can see that that's 14 miles away. That's pretty neat. It's real faint, but you know what you're looking for. A 300-acre peninsula, so it's a big chunk of land, but we're going right to the end, and the neck of it, the narrow part of it that attaches to land, that points right to the airport. So. So what I've been doing with my Twitch streams is, if they are up to my standards, where nothing was really broken, any of that stuff, then I go ahead and I make a highlight of it on Twitch, and then I download that highlight and then shove that up onto YouTube. So. Yeah, I can actually shoot a runway from here. That's pretty neat. You need to know what you're looking for, but yeah, I can shoot a runway from here. That's 11 miles out. That's cool. That is, that's impressive. You have to know what you're looking for and where it is and what you're looking for. So. Because there's two runways there. There's one that's about 8,000 feet, and then there's another one that's 3,000 feet, I think. 2,300. The big one's 7,400, not 8. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf inbound to land, runway 06.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf report left downwind for runway 06.
Will report left downwind for runway 06 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Okay. We're almost home again. So basically the downwind for runway 06 would be along the shoreline over there. So I'm gonna fly parallel to this airport. Once I'm past it, then I'll turn a left to the shoreline, come up, and I'll be on the downwind for 06. I'm trying to like level me off right about here. We'll see where everything turns out. And try to be about 2,000 RPM. 90, 85, 90 airspeed. Yeah, you can see where the narrow part of that peninsula points right to that airport. It's kind of a really cool landmark bit. Yeah, so we got the airspeed about where I'm happy. You know, we're fairly level. We're descending just the slightest bit. But the airspeed's about where I want it, so we're fine right now. Yeah. Good time-wise. That's what I was hoping. Yeah. Certainly be wrapped up before 1. And that X-Plane Discord event will be at 2 o'clock, so all good here. Got done what I wanted. That's the scenery. I'm using X World and Global Forest version 2. I'm not using any ortho for XP, partly because X-Plane hasn't documented how they're doing their shoreline, and since I happen to live on a shoreline, I didn't want to use ortho for XP and have that messed up. So I've heard that will happen if I use ortho for XP or auto ortho. So I have chosen to not use that and just use X World. It seemingly is. The shores look nice. The native shorelines look nice, and the X World does a really nice job of filling in. I mean, when you look at Erie, that's what Erie looks like. So and you'll have like areas like this. That's an industrial area. So you'll have a lot of open land. You have to have the buildings where the factories and stuff are. But that's how it looks. I mean, that's what it's going to look like. So where over here you have smaller buildings, you know, so that's residential, so that's all pretty tight. But some of it's got a lot of open land there. Just depends on how it was developed, you know. Did they pack all the houses together, or did they allow some open yards, you know? So you see some of them. You can see some of them that are, those are pretty tightly packed together there, you know. So just all in how it was developed. Okay, so I'm on past the runway here, so we'll turn it around. I'm pulling back power just a little bit more, a little bit high, but 500 feet high. Make sure I don't get surprised by an airplane. Yeah, like the shoreline here, you can see. I mean, that's what they look like, you know. Unless they're like cliffs and stuff, you know. Some of these shorelines are just sand. Cessna 6 Bravo Golf downwind runway 06.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf altimeter is 3037, call turning final for runway 06.
Okay. So I'm 3038. I'm close enough. So looking for the runway to be at about the middle of the strut. That's about where I am. Okay, there's the end of the runway. So I'll hold on the yoke. 1 knot of flaps. Oops, 1 knot of flaps. So trying to get the plane to descend a little bit here. And we're looking to be about at a 45-degree angle with the end of that runway. Good enough. Another notch of flap. Same thing, trying to keep the nose pointed down. Looking at the RPM, make sure it's not too low. Just keep it descending. If you don't keep it descending, then you're gonna run out of airspeed. There we go. 1,500 feet. Cessna 256 Bravo Golf, turning final.
Aircraft calling Erie Tower, say again with your call sign.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, turning final.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, winds are 130 at 6 knots, cleared to land runway 06.
Cleared to land runway 06 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
So when I turned on the final, I could, the airspeed increased, evidently because of the wind. Okay, we got a display threshold here, so why are they doing that? Like the lights are flashing. I'm not sure I understand that.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, exit runway when able.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, clear of active runway 06.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, welcome to Erie International Ridge, contact ground on 121.9er. Enjoy your afternoon.
Ground on 121.9er Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, ready to taxi to general aviation parking.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, taxi to general aviation parking via taxiways Alpha, Delta, hold short runway 02. Taxi to general aviation parking via taxiways Alpha, Delta, hold short runway 02 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
Okay. Whoops. Come on, Bill. So we got the plane all cleaned up, got the flaps up, got the taxi light on, all the other lights are off. The beacon's still on. Looks like way too much power, Bill.
Cessna 6 Bravo Golf, cross runway 02.
Okay.
Cross runway 02 Cessna 6 Bravo Golf.
It's kind of interesting, the light, some of the lights are on, I'm not sure. Where are you? That was Rep telling me I'm not running the airplane right. you get the RPM too low and you haven't pulled back on the mixture a little bit, and rep will complain at you that you're gonna foul the plugs. So I pulled my mixture back quite a bit actually, but it's okay. Trying to get it right around 1,950 or so. That is weird. So it isn't my headset. So what is it? Time of day? Is that what it is? Kind of wondering if that'll be caught on the stream. It's pretty quick. Pretty much every light that I can see in the sim goes like off and then back on. I'm like, first I thought it was my headset. I'm like, man, is the displays going on and off? But there's not. That's not it. It is the, it's the lights. Because I've seen it on the runway. So, okay. Gonna give me a little momentum here. Not bad. That's pretty good, actually. Okay, so let's get this off. Cool. Yep, I remembered the flaps this time. Every once in a while I forget them. That's odd. I don't know what that is. I'll have to report that. Not so sure what would make that. Actually, I'm actually kind of surprised at these. I'm gonna jump out. I don't remember. I made this airport, so I didn't remember these. They may be there. I'll have to look. But I just didn't remember them. That's kind of cool how well these are rendered. That's pretty neat. I mean, like how well the bolt heads and stuff are done. It's pretty slick. So, back in the plane. Whoops, not quite right though. Okay, I'm gonna call it a day. I had a lot of fun. If you enjoy this content, please click on the follow button, and so that when I do go live, you'll be notified. I normally start my streams at 11 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Standard Time now, daylight time when it's in the summertime. I try to do that. If I'm gonna stream, normally I'll stream then. I rarely will stream at a different time. Just it's just a habit I've gotten into. I don't really have a set schedule. But if I am gonna stream, generally that'll be the time. And and it will always be VR. And for the foreseeable future, it'll be with this headset. I ain't looking for anything else. I have money where I could buy pretty much what I want, and but I'm not looking anymore. I found what I'm happy with. So so during the stream, pretty much any time except for maybe on a short final, you can ask me any question you want, and I'll respond. No doubt about it. It's kind of chat's part of streaming, and and I have my my chat set up that if somebody sends a message or types in chat, I'll get an audio. I'll hear it, and I found in VR that's really important because normally I have my chat window away from me, so it's not in my view, and that's intentional. And so if you type something in chat, right? So if I do this and then enter, I'll hear that tone. I'll hear that ding, and so then I look up at the chat window to see what was written. So I find in VR it works out really well. Not all streamers do this, and I enjoy streaming VR, but I want to try to make it as good an experience as I can for people watching. But I also know that because the heck was that? All of a sudden my seat position changed. But I also know that it's not, for some people it's very difficult to watch, and that's fine. That's fine. For the people that can watch it, enjoy watching it, that's cool too. I really appreciate that. So, all right, gonna call it a day. So, thanks for watching. Bye bye. Oh, one other thing I wanted to do, I forgot. I wanted to go over something. That's a good time to do it. Just do it right at the end of the stream. Okay. So, VR mouse. Oh yeah, I wanted to do this. So, I go over here and I click Enable VR Mouse Cursor. Okay, so find my mouse. Here's my mouse. So the mouse is like all over the place. So if I right click, I don't use the VR mouse cursor. I just don't. I use VR controllers because it better suit me. So if I click on the right mouse, you notice I'm looking at that plane over there. So if I click on the right mouse button, that put the easel right in front of my view. So if I look over there at that engine, hit the right mouse button, it puts it in front of there. So it basically similar to the VR controllers. If I squeeze the grip button, it does the same thing. So, and the mouse goes kind of gets hidden, so you can see it's in the kind of in the floor. So as it comes back. Notice when it found something, it jumped up in the air. When it doesn't find anything, it kind of hides. So if I go over here, see it's hiding. So I'll come over here. So it found an object there. When it found an object, then it would go up. And watch if I'm tracking that, it's going right up there. So it found the mouse cursor, the VR controller. It's hilarious. So it goes up here, and then it jumps up. So every time it finds something, it jumps up further. So up there. So if I click on, so I'm going to click on. And now when it got to that button, it gets that the symbol changed. So we're going to click on done, and we're going to click on resume flight. So now we're in the cockpit. Notice that the mouse cursor is way out here. So way out here. So if I go down, so when it disappeared from view, all of a sudden it's in the cockpit. Notice how that works. Disappears from view, it's now in the cockpit. point I wanted to make is I've been told that this mouse cursor doesn't work with the with Avatab. I'm not sure about the integrated Avatab. I would rarely use it in VR because I want to control the size of it, and I would just not use the integrated one. But it's really hard to see. Behind this arrow, monstrous arrow, there's a little blue dot. That's where the actual cursor is. So if I, in this case, click on the left mouse button, then that selected the KLNNN over here. So now, so if I'm over here, so I'm clicking and it's doing nothing. Doing nothing. But this little blue dot is not over that house. Now it is. So now it went back. So if I go over the same way as if I'm down here, nope, nothing. So the blue dot is right on the word maps. So now it took it to maps. But I'm using the mouse cursor and it's working with Avatab. If it doesn't work with the integrated Avatab, that's a different problem. But I wanted to do this. Because I had played with it at the beginning before I started streaming, just to make sure that I thought I remembered how it worked. I've never used the integrated one, so the integrated one may not work. I don't know, but that's a different problem. So we'll go back here, and so that's all I wanted to do. Let me see if I can do this. So the other thing you can do with the mouse is if you right click, then it brings up the menu. And so if I click on, let me think a minute. Yeah, flight. And flight configuration. Then that'll take me back here again. So I go, see, it's like way up there. So I come in here, and then I go off. Now the mouse cursor's gone. So the only way I get back to it, use my VR controller, highlight, zoom flight, back here. Grab view, put it back. Okay, I'm done. Thanks for watching, and hope you all have a great day. Bye-bye.